stench. This must be part of the sewers.
No shit. Sewers are part of sewers. Like a potential battle area again. Void touch crawler.
An ambush. Of course it is.
Well, this is disgusting. Infested. An egg is gestating in this character. On status expiration or death of the character, the egg will burst, spawning a hostile monster, cured by bless, regenerating healing rituals, cleanse wounds. Gross. Ooh, everyone gets infested. Blessed, regenerating, healing ritual, cleanse wounds. Yeah, we're going to delay. Mainly because we can probably use a single ability to get rid of all the infections. Incoming damage after all has been very lackluster. How do you feel about fire damage? Especially weak to it. It's a shame. Okay, they're fairly dangerous in combat. Wait, we need to disable you somehow. I don't really care how. Hmm. Ah, and we can load. The fog swollen was filled with deathfog. Instantly killed 2 of our guys. Wasn't that fun? It's not just fun, but super fun. I sort of dislike to have deathfog, basically because they're immune to it. It's just instant death that affects me. That's why I feel it's bullshit. I mean, undead creatures are one thing, but also voidwalken are immune to it. It seems like a very specific type of thing just designed to make annoying fights for us. Right. So we need to manage the others while we kill the deathfog guy somewhere. There are deathfog guy too? Yes, there are 2 deathfog guys. Shit. There's nothing in the description to indicate that that's going to happen. You just have to guess that the fog has to refer. It's not a death fog swollen in the crawl or anything, just fog, because they're the same thing. I'm somewhat annoyed by that. They're fairly hard to control too, because we'd have to... because physical attacks are the best way to deal with them. Shit. I really think we should need to just let them do what they do. Alright, then deal with the infestation. It's gonna be a little bit annoying, that's all. Just need to get the infections out of the way. I wonder if that's an actual skill. It sort of looks like it's a scoundrel skill of some sort. Coloring matches that. It doesn't mention any kind of a voidwalking either. It mentions spawning a hostile monster. So this could be a sort of generic description of a spell. And I think infestation was an ability in the first game that was scoundrel specific. Right, that's the mandatory things we need to do. have to assume that they're gonna strike us with other infections, so be somewhat careful where we use the healing abilities. Right, we still need to play him out of the fight. Well, we don't have to do a goddamn thing, I suppose, but we should.
Glory is mine.
I need to break his armor. Sort of don't want to be here either after he's turned into a chicken. Just in case things go badly for him. I'll have to assume that each and every one will burst open with something nasty.
Glory is mine.
Right. Still don't want to get close. How do you feel about poison damage? Anything but would be preferable. Yeah, none of this will ever hit any of them. We're gonna have to fight here. Although I don't think I've ever, even once, devoured a corpse with this thing. It's amazing. Right, what to do with you? You missed. Managed to miss through some goddamn miracle. Another way, just get the fuck out. There. Yep, just way away. I'm thinking of maybe saving my points. I really don't want to get close to that son of a bitch, but I guess I will have to at least a little bit. And get far away from him. He's done for. Don't need to do anything extra to that one. Now, how bad is it going to be, deathfog spread? Accidentally clicked the wrong ability, apparently. It matters too much at this point. Which fine. That's the way we make sure he's not coming after us. Gonna burn and die. Okay, what exactly do we need to aim to kill it? For all I know, they have some nasty teleportation abilities too. That'll be the final nail in the coffin. No, nothing so exotic. Might be able to spread the fire through this. Damage plus 30%. That's a significant damage boost. I think we got extra. We get extra. No. We had extra action points already. Okay, that worked out fairly well for us. He voluntarily got way out of our range. He's not really our threat anymore. Curse fire? Of course. No point really trying to get rid of it though. We should be able to kill him through some leaves. Right, I'm pretty sure I have a spell that drains from the top. I was sort of worried that they might want to turn around and go through where the deathfog is. One thing that they will not try to dodge is the deathfog. Goo.
I've spotted something.
What about an altar? Rusted ritual dagger. Well, that's highly suspicious. This is an entrance to something.
I was sure I saw torchlight down there. I can hear voices, but I can't make them out.
Royal Dwarven Shield. Royal Dwarven Axe. Well, that's somewhat suspicious. There's only one place where that would probably be relevant, and that's for Beast's side quest, companion quest. I suppose the bombs, deathfog bombs, could be placed in the sewer under the city. That's only a possibility. Scoundrel Necromancer. Nothing particularly interesting. That might also sort of explain at least a little bit why there are such things at Deathfog Voidwalken. I mean, they must have gained access to Deathfog somewhere. It's not a naturally occurring thing. That's a lot of traps. There's a rat there.
Voices, but I can't make them out. This looks like the cargo of the Peacemaker.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Cargo
Deathfog.
was destined for arcs.
Well, look at you! Another jumpersaw here to join the circus, hmm?
What does she mean?
Eight-legged mummies, great dwarves, lousy children. What else would you call it?
Eight-legged mummies?
Spiders as big as your head. No, bigger. And they'll grow a baby inside you if you're not very, very, very careful.
Well, they're dead. Great dwarves.
What's to tell? A noisy gang of dwarves dragged an excessively large gang of crates in, and neither one ever left. Rude.
Okay, tell her you've never heard of lousy children.
Sneaky, oily, lousely kids dip in and out of here all the time. I ought to set out traps, see what I catch.
A spillage all over the floor.
These are the children, thieving children.
What you doing?
Big Tomra. The troll here.
A little girl looks you square in the face. She doesn't smile, she doesn't frown, and she sure as hell doesn't look shy.
Say hello to the little girl and then ask what she's doing down here. There are multiple trolls here.
I live here, silly. You don't. I need to think about this.
She thinks about this.
Now that you're here, can't very well leave. Suppose you told someone. Nah, that wouldn't do. Nah, you'll just have to die. Get my troll to do it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. The troll will fix it. And then you'll be dead.
Ask if you can be friends. Promise you'll always be true.
Well, maybe. We'll see. But you'd better be good. Hey, got any money?
What are you selling?
Stuff. You know, cool stuff. Mostly.
Potion Nimble Tumble. I'll take your scrolls. Giant Masterwork Rune, I'll take that too. None of the items she's selling are slotted. Anyone know closed circuit? Huntsman, Air of the Earth, Necromancer, Warfare, Pyrokinetic, Hydrosophist, Warfare, Geomancer. This isn't bad by any means. Constitution, Air of the Earth. Takes forever to switch the character. Right, better belt. Level 14 belt. We're probably using it because it has leadership. We get dodge, perseverance, ooh, that's dodge number is quite nice, 7%. Usually you get 3 at most. Still, the belt isn't particularly good. We would have leadership though. It's a great improvement over what we have currently. Yes, it is not perfect, but it's good. Also, Strength, Warfare, Geomancer, Perseverance. All useful abilities. What's your current amulet? Strength plus 5. Yeah, that's hard to beat. Red Prince inventory is a little bit too crowded. Takes forever to switch to him and off him.
What do you say when a cat wins the dog show? It's a catastrophe.
King's Heart is somewhat better. Right.
It's a catastrophe.
10,000 gold down the drain. Maybe we could sell some things. I don't want to sell anything to her. She's gonna be tough to reach if we actually want some of these items back for any reason.
Hello.
Meadow. A couple little girls and trolls.
Poor. It was poor. As in poor. It was poor. What do you say when a cat wins the dog show?
Tell her it's a catastrophe.
That's right. You're fun. I like you.
Ask if the troll belongs to her.
He's my friend. I like him too. But he has a terrible sense of humour. And he eats cats.
Ask if you can be the troll's friend too.
I don't think so. Trolls don't like grown-ups. Anyways, I'm not in charge. Tamora's in charge. We all do what she says.
How did you manage to tame a troll?
Oh, he's not tame. He's not tame at all. Bye then.
Hello?
Oh, cheese.
You know,
That painting is definitely unique.
Oh, what? Yeah, we need the painting. Definitely need the painting. Ask it where it learned to play.
Dunno. I just pull it out of my hat.
Do you know any another tune?
Never heard of it. How does it go?
Right. We need permission to take the painting. Otherwise I'm gonna have to just kill everyone.
Hello? Got any more money?
Ask the child what she knows about the crates stacked outside her hideout.
My daddy once said, don't go to the toilet on your own doorstep. Then my mom chased him away for going in the bedroom. Them crates belong to dwarves. We leave them alone. The crates and the dwarves.
Okay, aren't you... Tell her you're worried about the trolls, aren't they dangerous?
They're our friends. Pom-Pom can talk to him. They're not very clever, but she says they're nice.
Okay, remark on the rather unique looking painting. Don't mention this is the second passion of Lucian.
Yeah, it's alright.
Agree, it's alright.
What painting? Oh, that painting. Yeah, it's alright.
Where did you get it?
That's for me to know and you to never find out.
Tell her it's okay, you don't really care about the painting.
I stole it from Lord Kem's house, didn't I? And so what? I only took one of them. The other two were too heavy.
Can I buy it?
Yeah. No.
Tell her it's too childish for you anyway.
Yeah. No. What do you want? Except for the painting. You can't have that, it's mine.
Nah, we're gonna steal the painting. We can go there. I need to know how invisibility and telekinesis are affected by each other. Red Prince is the only reasonable character who can carry that shit. We'll have to use an invisibility potion. I'm pretty sure I have some. I'm also pretty sure I have a recipe to creating some, so that's not a... It's chanterelles and a potion, something like that. Should be trivial. We have plenty. Six is preferably plenty. Whatever, make 2. Yeah, that's...
Stop that! Hey! Everyone out! Troll!
So you can't do it like that. Probably at least need to be sneaking. And I'm actually sure the telekinesis might be a detriment to this in this situation.
Good find.
Thank you. We're going to check Lord Kim's cellar, I think. Yeah, now I have the means to do it. Although, deathfog. This deathfog thing is something I don't feel comfortable leaving here. It's a sort of a dead end anyway. No bigger than the troll area, so I think we should at least take a look at that. I think I recall some mention of the painting and something about needing to use source vampirism on it multiple times. We still probably need to place it in the correct location before trying anything, so we'll let it be for now. Void-tended fishies. lot of blood. A lot of blood. Still, there are only blood in specific places.
Careful, though. It's a trap.
That's a lot of traps.
Careful now. That's a trap.
It's a rat. Dead rat. Icebreaker. Simple belt. Not sure if Beast has the icebreaker. Already know the skill. Do I though? Just replacing some abilities. We're using eyes really more than anything else. Ability to rain would be nice. Right. Any deathfog dwarves here? Dwarves are at the lower level, probably. That's where all the sounds are coming from. More rats. Higher up. So, by all indication, this would probably lead to the wedding site. That would be my guess. Plus, there's no harm in taking a look. Yeah, no. Yes, no, yes. Amadeus, unending wine bottle. Hakim's robust brew. Mist Malbec finest desert wine. So named vintage. I haven't loaded any of these, so I certainly haven't been here.
A spillage all over the floor.
Hmm. No idea what the fuck we're doing. Ah. Open up a path here. I guess we're gonna take all the bottles just to see if there's anything special in them. So you basically need to take them in certain order. And it's nothing to do with the actual wines. Yeah, it unlocks your little access to the upper areas there. Fair enough. We could craft more armor if for nothing else, just to sell it away. Might be able to buy some of the more expensive gear. Expensive gear is 100,000 per piece at least. At the same time, I'm really not looking forward to any kind of extended management anymore at this point. Unless it's really necessary. I doubt it is. Okay. Yeah. This is the estate.
Voidwoken, here! And who'll clean up that mess in the garden? It'll be me, the new guy.
Usually it's the new guy. Still, if he's referring to massacre, I don't think that's a one-man job.
Something
A
stinks.
statue of a trumpet-playing dwarf, but something about it smells off.
For an attribute check to succeed, your attribute must surpass a certain value. Difficult tasks will have a higher representation. We need to smell the statue.
You recognize the trumpet. The stone smells of granite and rosewater, but beneath the aroma, a familiar smell lingers. Death fog. And then you see it. The horn of the trumpet connects to a pipe. The pipe disappears into the dirt. The scent of death fog comes from under the ground.
I use shock. Wedding guests dead. Well, protectors dead. Is it safe for us to go there without dying?
So much death on such a lovely day.
It looks like a battle arena. Why? Collection of what seems to be a template of wedding vows. Some mention love, but quite a few read like legal contracts. Flipping through it, you find one with 2 whole paragraphs on inheritance rights. It's circled in red ink. Carriage chest key. Right, I think we came from the more interesting place into something that's fairly dull. Did get a key out of it to a carriage.
What's this? I found something.
Sack of gold. Sewer's key and a letter. D. Court has convened. The sewers are hardly an ideal location, but there's more than enough space here to conduct my research. J remains blissfully ignorant, convinced that our plan is in actuality hers. She may not be weak of body, but she is certainly weak of will. You can reach us through the cellars using the key I gave you, and remember, when selecting wine, choose the one that shares its name with the pig. It pairs well with success, I hear. Right. Suppose we could talk to people at the house. There don't appear to be that many of them. I mean, it's a fairly small house. Who the fuck is Dorian Gal? Let's go and talk with them. Might as well follow the breadcrumb trail.
The dwarf stares grimly into space. Rings adorn his fingers, some of which glitter with ornate rose-tinted jewels. You notice one has a gem missing.
If you'll excuse me, I'd just as soon be left with my thoughts.
Lean in and quietly tell him you read his journal. You know. Do I want to say that? Let's not say it yet. Large witch potion. Large strength potion. Medium resist all. I wonder if his healing potions are actually healing potions. He had the recipe of how to make poisons into healing potions. I'm not gonna say anything
over
yet.
with a sneer and
No, I don't think you'll be of much use.
he turns back to the window with a grunt, anxiously twisting the rings on his fingers.
I'd like to talk to the woman. Bride.
Gods, I am so sorry. How could I have known?
She looks up at you with glassy eyes, wiping her tear-streaked face on one brocade sleeve.
A girl's wedding should be the happiest day of her life.
Ask what happened. Why is she so miserable at her own wedding party?
She looks down at her feet. Seeing her blood-spattered wedding slippers, her face crumples and tears spring from her eyes.
I should be so happy. Everybody should be so happy. But before we could even cut our wedding cake, there were voidwoken everywhere. We barely made it indoors alive. But not everyone was so lucky. I can hardly bear to think of them. Their wives and husbands and children back in the kingdom, left to grieve alone.
Raise your eyebrow and note that Voidwall can only appear where source is used.
What are you insinuating? We're merchants, not mystics. You should have seen those void monsters. All that blood, all that death. They didn't deserve... We didn't.
She buries her head in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably.
Yeah. You want some more good news? Tell her that her groom doesn't love her. He only married her for her money.
What? Why would you say something like that?
Are you some kind of sadist? Has our special day not had enough pain already? Or are you jealous? Leave me to my grief and take your pain-hungry eyes elsewhere.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly expecting anything else.
Milady, I beg your pardon, but the feast has been cut short due to acts of gods.
The woman cries on.
Bloody void woken at a wedding. That ain't my bad omen. Nothing is.
Party's over if that ain't obvious. Best go home.
He looks you up and down.
The sooner the better.
Where did the ceremony took place?
He takes a deep breath, then lets it out again, slowly.
Out in the garden. Beautiful sight. Till the Voidwoken showed up. It was a goddamn bloodbath.
I was hired to guard a wedding. Nobody said anything about fighting.
Never worked for dwarves. I should have known there'd be sorcerers amongst them. They were asking for Voidwoken.
Nothing's sacred anymore. Or safe.
Trader there. Other access to the lower levels. No, it's the same goddamn place.
Bloody void woken at a wedding.
Right,
If
this
that
trader
ain't a
seems to be
bad omen, nothing
connected
is.
to this house, but it's not part of the house really. Upstairs.
A well-dressed dwarf paces around the room, overseeing the packing of trunks. He doesn't look up as he addresses you.
Yes, thank you for coming. Indeed, it would have been a beautiful ceremony, if only...
The dwarf trails off as he takes in the sight of Beast. His face goes from soft to stern, and your dwarven companion looks to you for guidance.
Give him the go-ahead. It's time to shine.
Marcus Miles, you should get out of here. Go back to the high seas and sing your shanties and do whatever else your band of brigadiers does. We'll all be better off.
Come now, Ross. Is that any way to talk to a distinguished member of the royal family?
Heh, you're no royal, not anymore. A beast you were and a beast you remain. There's only one reason you'd come to Arx. You're looking for Justinia. Heed my advice and leave this place before you do something stupid.
Look, I can't change the past, and I'm sure as hell not going to apologise for it. But Justinia's in trouble. Big time. And if anyone can talk some sense into her, it's me.
He peers into Beast's eyes, looking for a sign of honest intent, and, satisfied, his face softens.
When the crackdowns and decrees came, I defended her. But when she exiled you, I joined in the applause. But this new plan of hers, I want to believe I do, but deathfog? Something's not right, Marcus. She's tuned me out. Well, she's tuned everyone out. Everyone but that advisor of hers, that Isbale. Her quacking all but drowns us out. She's holding court in the sewers, if you can believe it. Go to my wine cellar. Pull out the vintage called Lula Bell. It will open the way for you. I don't know what Justinia's endgame is, Marcus. But I don't want to be anywhere near when it begins.
Still, what exactly happened here? Like someone's made a mess. Lullabelle. Portrait of Lullabelle.
Well, look at that. A pure masterpiece of the porcine school.
You've come to serve, yes? Excellent. Bring me my slippers. Chop chop.
Cross your fingers behind your back and bow. Yes, whatever the missus wishes.
Do hurry. My hooves are shivering from the chill.
Does she actually have something like that? I mean, I can't interact with anything. Not without stealing, so let's try this again with a bit more hostility.
Ah, yes. The servant returns. What say you, Pin? Ah, yes.
Considering we can't actually interact with anything without causing a fight here, so let's just leave. Hopefully we can actually interact with the... Yes, we can. The Gila is here. A lot of other elves too.
The dwarf rubs his temple. What?
Ask what the deal is with the pig, Lullabelle.
Oh, you've met my new mother-in-law, have you? I swear it. Old Man Ross has an unhealthy attachment to that animal. I prefer it when they come in the form of rashers.
Lean in and quietly tell him... No, I don't want to tell him first. I mean, what would I have to gain other than just maybe blackmail him? Just... I want to see what my options are there, though.
The dwarf rubs
Could
his
be the
temple.
only way to move forward. Yeah, I've read your journal.
The dwarf chuckles, never turning his gaze away from the window.
Pray, tell me. What do you think you know?
Tell him that you know he married the bride for her money, not love.
Well, I never. Why would you question my commitment to my sweet little buttercup? The honey in my tea, the bee in my bonnet, the sugar in my bowl. Perish the idea.
Mister, you know that he can't get rid of her father alone.
The dwarf turns away from the window, his dark, narrow eyes taking you in for the first time.
And what might you mean by that?
Grin and observe that if the merchant dies, he'll surely leave his estate to his daughter.
The dwarf is silent for a moment, his head held high as he appraises you.
I see. A little accident concerning Old Man Ross, and the will in my own hands. That could indeed be just the ticket. And what would be required of me if such a thing were to happen?
Margaret's wand. So you can summon elementals. Margaret's wand.
Margaret. Well, aren't you an annoying little snoop? Fine, if that's what you wish, then it's what you'll have. But do keep your eyes on the prize and off my private records.
I talked to the father-in-law.
Fighting monster.
I feel like this is a bad way to do things, so maybe I should talk with the Ross guy multiple times to see what our
A
options were.
well-dressed dwarf paces swiftly.
Yes, thank you for coming. Safe home to...
He quickly turns away and casts a worried gaze around the room, counting something on his fingers.
Note the open trunks and piles of clothes littering the room and ask if he's packing for a trip.
You already know how close the danger is. If it all goes to hell, I don't plan on being anywhere near this place.
Level with him. His daughter's new husband wants him dead.
What? Please, this is no time for dark humor.
Shake your head. The groom also wants a copy of the merchant's will.
My will? What could he... Yes, yes. I see the honesty in your eyes. This news does muddle things a tad. I tell you what, you seem an honourable sort. See Dorian dead and I will meet his offer.
We can haggle about this. I don't want to do this. It's not my character. I'm supposed to be the hero. I'm not haggling over how much I'm going to get paid for murdering someone. No. I feel like the fact that I talked with the guy planning the murder first might have influenced our options. I just want to inform them. Whatever they want to do with the information is their business, but he should at least know that the son-in-law is planning to kill him. I guess we'll then go back to the sewers. Because the sewers, it's the most immediate problem. I mean, the deathfog can't wait. The painting can.
A well-dressed dwarf.
Yes, safe home.
He quickly turns away and casts a worried gaze.
You already know how close the danger is. If it all goes to hell, I don't plan on being...
Oh, terribly void-woken. Now, if you'll pardon me, as I'm sure you can imagine, I have...
Okay, what could have lured the Voidwoken here?
I appreciate your concern, but I'm sure you understand I'm quite overcome at the moment. Be sure to close the doors behind you as you leave. And, if I may, the city's in quite a state, as I'm sure you've noticed. Voidwoken within and without. Civil war between the powers that be. My advice? Leave Arx for fairer ground. No reason to remain.
Bring up the crown wearing big. What is that all about?
Ah, my darling Lulabelle. Isn't she a beautiful creature? A ray of light during dark times, when even a marriage ceremony can get cut short by tragedy.
Yeah, share the contents of Dorian's diary. He only married Isla for the money.
Oh, really? Do you have any other shock news to share? Trolls are ugly, dwarves are short, lizards are scaly. I'm well aware of the circumstances, Snoopy, but Isla's heart is all aflutter. What's a father to do?
Garden.
Awful. Just awful. I spent a fortune on the decor alone. The Voidwoken have made quite a mess of the place.
Yeah, note the odd smell you whiffed in his garden. Deathfog.
It's Bale's brewing the stuff down in the sewers. Don't know where they're planning on using it, but I don't want to be around when they do.
Nod your head. It must have looked beautiful out there.
Oh, my little Isla looked almost presentable out there. Probably for the best she never got to dig into that cake. She's a bit on the hippie side, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm sure you've your own bird...
Ross taps his foot
Queen.
impatiently. And
Yes?
Ask about Isabel. Who is she? Where did she come from?
Hell if I know. A terrible answer, but it's all I've got. But it wasn't long after she started hovering around Justinia that things started to change. Justinia's always been hard, if you know what I mean, but never heartless. I don't know what her endgame is, but I don't want to be anywhere near when it begins.
Tell Ross you will do whatever it takes to talk some sense into Justinia and end her plans.
And you know what must be done. And why it must be done quickly. Is there more you need from me?
No. So we know enough.
Nothing sacred anymore. Or safe.
Actually, oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm somewhat interested in the shop, because I'm pretty sure I didn't go there. Right, because I assumed it was just part of the same building, which it is.
I was hired to guard a wedding. Nobody said anything about
It's not actually red. So it would be okay to just pick the lock.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry, it's been, quite a day. You need a hand with anything, let me know.
The shop seems heavily guarded. Problem with thieves?
No, the boss's daughter was tying the knot. Guards were to make sure it was invite only. Not that it made any difference. There's no way we could have known. But even in these times, one doesn't expect a void woken to appear at a wedding. I'll tell you something though. We'd no problem with those filthy beasties till all these guards showed up.
Tell me about the void woken attack.
Don't know much. Everyone was out in the garden for the wedding. I was watching the shop and then guards were everywhere, but those beasties just cut through them like butter. Boss said to keep the doors open, but truth be told, I feel ill just standing here. By Duna, closing can't come fast enough.
You're surprised the store wasn't closed for the wedding.
You and me both. Worked for Ross for a decade. I'd half expected an invitation of my own. But even with half of Arx lying dead in his garden, he still wants the shop open. Then again, if I'd been at the wedding... The fact that the boss loves counting his pennies is probably the only reason I'm breathing. That said, it doesn't feel right to be hawking wares with that next door. Job's the job though. Can hardly leave Arx with naught but empty pockets. Oh, of course. You won't find better in all of Arx. Not bad, eh?
Ooh, light golden teaspoon. Pretty solid.
I was hired to guard a wedding.
Silver
Nobody
cup.
said anything about fighting monsters.
Take care of yourself.
Silverware. Gold. It's all he sells.
Woken at a wedding. If that ain't a bad omen, nothing is.
Okay, interesting way of climbing things. Okay, why the fuck can't we go there? Okay, I guess the guide to how to work this was somewhat incomplete. Not that we really need it. Right, we'll be leaving things here. Encountering Justinia is not going to be a trivial matter. This is probably a good way to bypass a lot of traps though. Right. The area where the rat is, it seems to be totally separate from the rest. Where's the rat?
If I were the queen of rats, maybe I'd have a best friend who secretly wanted me dead too. Dwarfs have all the fun.
What is this place? An old camp? What I mean is, what is this? Why does this even exist? Is it just so you can bypass maybe some of the traps? Or does it go somewhere? There is a uncoiled sword there. Backpack. Some stuff, but nothing really valuable. What is the sword? Didn't look like it's a good item. Shiny enough to attract a magpie, sharp enough to kill it. Level 18 uncoiled sword. Shrug. Right, it looks like the main use is definitely just the ability to travel here. Except that's not really possible either. Yes, it is.
There's enough deathfog here to kill everyone in Arx.
Suspicious hole. We have the key for that.
I found something.
That was the brick. It's a lot of traps and headaches. Probably no water. I was thinking deathfog. No. Right, we'll leave things here. It's probably going to be a fight after fight after fight. Maybe a chance to persuade Justinia too. There's something weird there. Far away from everything else. Foreign guides. There's no enemies shown there. Right. We're relying on secrecy more than maybe the princess here, at least. I move that. You mean you can't reach it? So there's just there and there's nothing you can do to really interact with them. Right. With this, I think our side activities become to a close. There's something here.
I've spotted something.
That's deathfog. I think pretty much Low says demon is the only thing left. No, I need to find the red princess lover. Ah, Christ. Also, I wonder if Sabine has anything to do here. The elves are here again, so maybe something new has happened. Good looking boots. Superior pixie dust. I was wondering if Sibyls, if there were sort of companions who could wrap up their companion quests before you come here. I thought Sibyl would be one of them, but maybe none of them can wrap up anything yet. Finesse, Retribution, Pyrokinesis, Persuasion. Persuasion is actually somewhat interesting to me. We would lose some attack power, but we are going into areas where we want the extra persuasion items to be available. Finesse boots look fine. Slightly better armoring. No, not worth it. Not worth it at all.